Alrighty, welcome back. It's been a little over a month,
It has.
and you probably read a lot.
I have.
That's what he does.
I've got so many series going, I'm having a hard time keeping up all of a sudden.
Keeping up
Well,
or keeping track?
coming into new books while I'm finishing off series that I liked.
Okay.
We're going to talk about Mageling by J.L. Mullins. This is the first book in a fantasy magic series, Millennial Mage. There are 8 books in the series. The 9th will be coming out next month. The book has 549 pages. And in this world...
And you've read all 8?
No, I read the first one and decided this is the one I want to read when I go on my cruise next week. So I bought all 8 books, and I've got them lined up for a nice long reading session.
So you read one, but you liked it a lot.
Right, I liked this one.
Okay.
In this world, the wilds relentlessly reclaim all things. Humanity shelters within cities that are encapsulated in rings of defenses that over 300 years will be overcome by the monsters in the wild. They can fight it for a while, but they eventually lose a ring of the city, and then they lose another ring, and then they lose another ring. And finally, they get to the core, and then they have to abandon the city. Cities are built on places where there's a lot of mana coming to the surface. They call them mana wells. And so the cities are separated by hundreds of kilometers, and the only place you can get from one city to the next is by caravan across the wildlands, where there's all kinds of horrible monsters that are looking for a fight. They can't go by air because the monsters in the air are worse than the monsters on the ground. And they go in these caravans and they hire mages and guards to protect the caravan. And they hire Tala as the mage that charges up the spatial storage things that they're carrying across the wild. They get these spatial storage things that they put spatial magic in, and suddenly they can take a whole warehouse of stuff and put it in a small package, put it on a wagon. And her job is to keep those spatial storages charged. And she has to charge them every day. Or suddenly the spatial storage is going to explode and everything inside is going to be outside.
Everything's coming out.
Yeah, everything's coming out. Tala is a middle child in a very large family who has a lot of debt. And so they sold her to the Mages College because she had a great affinity for magic. And so they said, okay, we'll buy your daughter from you for so many gold, and then we'll teach her magic and add that gold on top of what we bought her for, and then she has to pay us off over the rest of her life with interest. And so she comes out of school with this monumental 480 gold debt. She was a pretty good student, but she just doesn't get along well in restrictive atmospheres where you have to do it someone else's way. And so she had all kinds of problems in mage school. She did learn the craft, and she decides that she's going to forego one step of her magic training. When they get out of school, they're supposed to sign on with a mage and be an apprentice for several years until their mage tells them, okay, you're ready to go out into the world and be a mage. Well, she skips that part. She just goes out and passes herself off as a mage. And she figures I'll learn on the job. And she does. She causes all kinds of problems because of the things that she doesn't know. She's got an insatiable curiosity, always trying to figure out, how did this work? Why does it work that way? What if I did this? and blowing herself up, attracting large monsters, and doing all kinds of things that cause problem for the caravan. The caravan master is not terribly happy with her, but she does her job really well with keeping these things charged. And she's friendly enough and good enough with people that she gets along with everyone, even the ones that don't like her. She seems to be able to get along with them.
Even though she couldn't get along with people in school?
Well, here she's one of the top dogs. She's the
Okay, I
mage
see.
in the caravan, and she's not expected to fight monsters because all she has to do is charge up these wagons. As long as she can do that, everyone will protect her and keep her safe. Magic in this world is different than any other book that I've seen. You get magic through your gate, and then it comes up through a person's body through the keystone tattoos. There are tattoos that come up her back and transfer the magic from the gate into various tattoos that run everywhere on her body that enhance either defense or attack skills. She has decided she's going to be very defensive and get jobs that don't require her to attack. The tattoos are put on with gold, silver, or copper, depending on how strong your magic is. If you really got strong magic, it's on with gold. If not, if it's mediocre, it's with silver, and if it's low level, it's with copper. And those tattoos cost money because this is precious metals. When you use magic, you use up the metal that's in the tattoo, and the tattoos have to constantly be refreshed. She has a penchant for embarrassing herself and drawing problems to the caravan, and she just needs someone to teach her all the things that she doesn't know and doesn't know that she doesn't know. She finds those people along the way. It was an excellent book. I really enjoyed this. There was no profanity. There's no sexual content, but there is. She ends up naked a lot, mostly because of what she does that's dumb, or animals that she fights that she can heal herself, but not her clothes. And so she goes through her clothes just in no time at all. That's about the only sexually explicit thing. They don't talk about it other than I'm naked again. Trying to hide from people. It's more embarrassing than it is salacious. Violent instances of high intensity and rated for teens.
Okay. All right. That was 6 books.
6 books.
Well, a number of 10s, a few that I think I would like to read. So hopefully you find something.
I enjoyed a lot of these. I think you'll enjoy them too. Try them out.
All right.